This is our day 13 on learning Selenium, Java, and Cucumber course. Today we will see how to work with iframe. First of all, we should know what is iframe, so I'll explain that part also. We'll see one example, and then the second agenda is to work with new window. Okay. When we say new window or tab also you can say, right? So we'll see how to switch to different windows. So that will be with example. Okay, let's come to iframe as of now. So sometimes in any website, if you see you get some kind of content, probably let's say like this, right, where a picture is shown here. In the same way, you sometimes will see a particular content also, right? Maybe a search text box or something where you will click it and it will open a new website, right? This is not the iframe as of now. This is just pictures. Okay, it's not iframe. I'll give you the iframe example. And most of you, if you have already completed the HTML part from W3 school, you should know what is iframe and you should have practiced about that also. Okay. So let me take one example of iframe. So let's say that there is one page called registration. This is a registration page where you can put your email, then you can put your password, repeat password, some random page is there. Don't worry about what this page is doing. It's just a random page. This is register page. Fine. And the code behind this is very simple. If you want to see, this is simple HTML page where here is a particular form is there where you'll put email and password, and there is a register button, right? It's not doing anything, just a simple page. Now I'm opening another HTML. So you may get some kind of example where, this registration page is coming in a frame here. Okay. Registration page itself is coming in a frame here. These both are mixing. Let me put some line break in between so that it will be clear. So I'm creating this, and line break is already there. Let me put more line break, and in between, let's say we'll make some kind of input type is equals to text. Okay, some kind of text box we are creating. And by doing this, I just want to separate two different things. So there is a text box, and again there is 4 line, let's say, and then there is some code. Okay, so if we will refresh this, okay, see, this page is looking like that. There is one content here in this box, and there is some text box, and again there is one page like this. Okay, now what is iframe here? If you see here, this content which you are able to see is not part of this website. Is not the part of, let's say there is a website called iframe test or abc.com, whatever. This particular thing, the content is coming from some other website, right? This Java T point. And another thing is here, if you see this registration page was itself one HTML. The registration page was itself one HTML. Okay. So again, what is iframe? So iframe you create generally to put some other websites content sometimes, or if you want to put your own content also, that's fine, but you want to keep it aside, you want to keep it separate, right? So I'm showing you the code behind this particular website, right? It's just for a demo. I have created this iframe test.html. If you see here, what is the first line? HTML iframe. So this is because concentrate on today's session. It's very important to understand about iframe as well as to about when we will see about the Windows part. So I'm explaining that how this code is written. If you see here HTML iframe, this is because of this H2 we have written. Okay, if I change it, examples, that will be reflected. Then there is a paragraph, use the CSS height and width properties to specify the size of iframe. I have put it explicitly so that you will also, work on it. So this paragraph will come as it is. Then there is a iframe tag where source is this, and it's just a style part which defines what is the height of the frame. Okay, this ID can be anything. The main thing is the code from, actually what we have written, iframe source is equals to this. So whatever the box size you have here, the content of that box will come from this javatpoint.com. So I'll show you the Java T point. Let's say Java T point. Fine. Yeah. So this is Java T point as of now, right? If you see here, the same thing is coming here, but in a smaller window. Like, so that's why iframe is inline frame, right? So you have put the content of another website into your own website, one of the use, or you can keep it like a separate kind of window to show a registration. So let's say I want to show this registration form properly somewhere. It's like this. Only this part, registration, will be separated. Okay, fine. Okay, so this is done. If you see here, style is equals to it. Okay. Now, if you see here, then we have put one text box, and there is another iframe. Then there is another iframe where we are saying that use the source content from registration.html, and this will be the height. So this registration.html is another HTML in our own, it's again our own website, right? So we want this to be shown inside this. It's like this. Okay, yeah, it's visible. If you see here, the whole registration is visible to me. Fine. Now the problem with this kind of thing, let's see. So I want to click on this search icon. Let's say I want to put something in this Or sorry, let's take a simple example. I want to click on this PHP. So I want to open this. So what is our test case? Let me write it properly. So let's make a new, let me copy the existing one. It will be very good. So I'm copying one, pasting it here. So this will be, let's say, iframe demo. Okay, iframe demo. Fine. So here I'm deleting this part. We want to open a particular website, which is our own HTML. So let's open it. Driver.get. This HTML. And this file is not required. Just you can see this E drive. That's fine. Let's open this. Whether this is working or not. Yeah, this is opening. Great. This thing is working. Now, the objective of this test is, let's say, I'm writing it here. Click on PHP course. PHP link, simple one. Click on PHP link. So this is our website. This is the proper website and we want to click on PHP. So let's try. I'd inspect it and we simply get link is equals to PHP. So it's very simple. So link text is PHP. We can use it. So what we will write here. So let's say this function is verify PHP. Okay. And here we will do driver dot find element by dot link text. And what is our link text? Our link text is PHP dot. Okay, let's give them some time to load. 5 seconds, let's say. Let's see whether this is work. This should work. So it should work because if you are able to identify a particular thing through link, it should work, right? So let's run this. Run as test-ng test. This is opening. It will take, let's say, once it is loaded, it will wait for 5 seconds and then it should click on PHP. There is a failure. So there is a failure. It is saying, let's see what is the error. It's saying no such element exception, no such element, unable to locate element, method link text selector PHP. Okay, which line we have this error? This error is present at iframe demo.java 31st line here. It's not able to find PHP. So the problem is when you open this PHP or any content which you are able to see within this boundary is not actually the direct content of this website. Okay, so actually you have to switch to this frame. You have to go to its context and then you will be able to work on it. See, otherwise this particular text box I am able to work. I'll show you. So for example, if I want to work on this text box, there is just one text box in this website. It is okay. Just let me inspect the text box again. Actually, the area of the frame is too much. That's why I'm not able to inspect. But let me try again. Yes. So this is input type is equals to text. So if I want to work on it, I can write driver dot find element by dot, let's say, CSS selector, and I can write input type is equals to text dot send keys testology checking, something like that. So we have written this code driver dot find element by CSS selector input type is equals to text and dot send keys. Okay, let's see, this will work. So what I'm saying is this line will work because this text box is a content, proper content of this website, whereas iframe is a little bit different. If you want to work with the iframe is still, it's itself a small window, is itself a kind of small website, right? So you have to switch to that particular iframe, then only you can work. Whereas this text box is a part of this only. It's not a part of iframe. See here, iframe started here and iframe is ending here. Iframe starting here, another iframe starting and ending here. But this is the pure content of this particular website. So if we run this program, let's run. It's opening that, and it is putting the text. If you observe here, testology checking is the text it has put, but the error is still same. It is showing us the error that no such element unable to locate PHP. So to resolve this, we have to go inside this iframe. So what is the way to go inside a frame? So there are different ways. So let's understand about those ways. So code is driver dot switch to dot frame. So there are three ways here. See here, you can go to a frame by index, first option. Second option by a name, and third one is by web element. Okay, so if I say this frame 0, because I know that, if you know, as a test engineer, if you know that there is only two iframe, first one is this, second one is this, and you want to work on this particular iframe, then you can write it like switch to frame 0. And let's see this time if this will work. So we are running it again. So after putting the text, it should click on PHP. See here, this time it has clicked on this PHP. There was no error. If you observe here, it is showing us there is no failure. And if you observe here, PHP was clicked. So PHP is highlighted. Okay, fine. So it's working in this way, that you have to switch to the iframe. Okay. Another way is you can switch it by element also. So if you are able to identify this iframe code, so if I go here, and you can easily do it, right click here, inspect it, so you will get the iframe code also. It's not a big deal. So if I'll inspect the whole iframe like this, if I go to the border, and okay, anywhere you can click, and if you see the code written here is iframe. See here, iframe src is equals to this, and that is highlighting. Let me put it at right side so that it will be very clear for everyone. So what I'm saying here, if you observe that when I hover over this iframe code at the right hand side, it is highlighting a particular area. So whenever there is iframe, you have to switch to that iframe if you want to use any of the um, element here. If you want to click on the element or whatever you want to do, you have to switch to that iframe. Okay. So iframe 0 means this is the first iframe. So I can search in any website, right? I can do Control F here in the code. I will write simply iframe, enter. See here, it's saying that 4 times it has used, right? So one time is like open, 2 times it is open, 2 times. Okay, I have written a HTML frames example and that one, but actually as a tag, it is used only 2 times. This one is the first, this one is the second one. So that's why we are writing 0. 0 means the first, it works with the index. So if I write switch to frame 0, it will switch to the first frame which is visible in your website. If I put it once, this will switch to this one. Okay. So this is how you can shift. Another way is if you can identify that frame. Sorry. So I can identify this frame by ID, let's say. So you can write it like this also. Instead of writing this, I can write it like this. Web element. Spelling is W capital E capital. So we can write it like this. Web element Java T point frame or iframe, you can give any name, is equals to driver dot find element by dot id, and that id is sorry, and that id was, we have to go back, the id was Java T point, let's say. So frame is also an element. Everything is web element. My classical statement is whatever you see in a website is a web element. So this iframe is also one web element. So we have identified that element through ID. Now we can switch to that, switch to that frame. Just a minute. Spelling mistake. Yeah, no, it's fine. Now I can switch to that element by writing driver dot switch to dot frame, and I'll pass that element name. So that is also fine. That you identify the iframe as an element, and then you say driver to switch to that frame, and the bracket you pass that element. So let's run this. It should click on the PHP. Yes, it has clicked on the PHP, so it's working fine. So in this way also. Another way is, I'm not going into that. You should, that's the homework. I'm writing it here, that there is third way to switch to a frame. Okay. So homework is switch to frame as three ways. Okay, one we saw by index, second we saw by web element, third you have to check, search in Google what is the third way, how to do that, you will get it. Okay, this example I'll give, the whole HTML and everything I'll give, you just have to search what is the third way to do it. Okay. Now let's say we want to come back and we want to change the text here, what we have written testology checking, we want to change it to testology verifying. Okay, is it possible? So let's write the code for that. So instead of writing this, after PHP click is there, we want to clear it out. So we want to do clear driver.find element by that text dot clear, and we want to write a new text there as send keys verifying. Okay, basically we want to change the text. Okay, I'm saying now verifying. Will it work? Let's see. So what we want to do is, we have opened this website, then we are sending at the 31st line testology checking to a text box, then we are switching to the iframe to click to a particular link, and then we want to clear out this text box and we want to put something else, we want to clear it out and we want to say something else. Okay, it should be possible, but let's see. I'm running it. So this is putting the text now. It has clicked on the PHP, but then it is not clearing it out, the testology checking part. Okay, why? What is the error? They're showing us element not interactable. Okay, that error is coming. That's fine. Was it related? Okay, it is 39th line. So here, this element is not interactable. Okay, maybe because when we click on the PHP, that is still waiting. Maybe one of the reason. As a test engineer, I can think, okay, probably because it was clicking on the PHP and the, uh, that was loading, the content was loading, so it may take time, some kind of, um, we should have wait mechanism, then it should work, but this is still not working. We are getting some kind of error. It's saying us it, okay, I deleted it. Actually, it is not able to find that element. Okay, and the reason behind it, because you switch to the web element. Okay, we have switched to a particular, so the focus or the area of scope of the driver is limited to this iframe now only. So if you want to come out of this iframe, you have to write driver dot switch to dot default content. Okay, so that should switch to your default base window. So let's run this time now and let's see what is happening. PHP is clicked and okay, this taking too much time. See here, now verifying is written. It cleared out this and it has put the now verifying. Okay, this is working because what we did here is we switch to the default content. Now let's say another thing is I want to go to this registration iframe. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to find out this registration iframe first. So if I click here, I'm able to see that this iframe is here. Okay, I want to switch to this iframe. Perfect. And then I want to put just first thing email I want to put. Okay, so I have to switch it. Without switching to the iframe, we cannot work on the iframe part. So let's do that. I'm doing a little bit different way this time. I'm writing driver dot. Okay, so let's understand that this is a web element again, and I'm writing it like this. Understand it. Web element. Let's say I'm giving it a name, register iframe is equals to driver dot find elements by dot tag name iframe, and then again I'm writing here, let's say dot get one. Okay, and then I'm writing driver dot switch to dot frame, and that frame name is register frame. Okay, so let's understand this code. I'm saying driver dot find elements. Okay, so this is, it will find out all the elements who has tag name iframe, and then dot get one. That means it will find out the second iframe. If I write get zero, it will be the first iframe. If I do get one, it will be the second iframe. So I'm getting that. So when you say get one, it will give you the element. Let's understand that. Find elements give you the list of elements which has this common property. So list of elements. From the list, if you want to get a particular element, you have to write get one. And I'm storing it in a web element. And then we are saying driver dot switch to this registration from element. And let's, if we inspect it, this is ID is equals to email. So I am not wasting any time. I'll simply write driver dot find element by ID, and spelling of that is small email. Email dot send keys. Send keys. Hello. I'm just writing any random thing as of now. So this should work. Let's run this. I'm closing all previous windows. Okay. Testology checking. Okay, PHP is clicked. After 5 seconds, it should delete this. Yes, now verifying. And if you see here, hello is getting into the text box. Perfect. So this is about how we work with iframes. I'm closing this. Now let's understand about one more thing, that is window handles. So let's take one example. Let's say this is a website. I'm closing all other websites. Okay. So this is a particular website, and when you click on why testology here, I'm clicking here. So if you see here, it is opening into the same window. This is opening into the same window. Okay, I'll go back to the home page, and let's say the requirement is I want to open it to a new window. So how to open it? Manually, what we do, right click here, and when we say open link in new tab, correct? We do this thing. So this will open in a new tab, or what else we can do? Right click here, open link in new window. That also we do. So that will open the whole thing in a new window, and the parent window is still there, this one, and this one is the child window. Fine. Or shortcut is control and click. If you have if in the keyboard, you can click on the control and put your mouse here and click. So this will open into the next tab. Fine. Okay. So how to achieve this through automation? So let's see that part. So I've written a piece of code because if I'll write it, it will waste time. So I just want to show that code first. So let's say this particular code where we are opening testology.in, and then we are saying driver.find element by link text y testology. Why I'm using this? Let's see. So I want to inspect this element. And when we inspected it, the code behind that is this one. A href is equals to this, and the text is y testology. So I can use it as a link text. Okay. And that is why we have written the code like this. Web element link is equals to driver.find element by link text this, and then link dot click. So this should open me y testology page. Okay, let's see. Yes, it is working fine, but this is not opening in a new tab. This is like I'm clicking here and is, putting the content on the same page. My requirement is open in a new tab. Okay, let me write the requirement here. Just a minute. So here, the objective is open a link in new tab or window. Okay, so here, if we want to achieve this, this is the way. You have to change a little bit in your code. don't click on the link directly, but because if you click on the link directly, this will open on the same tab. Okay, so I'm commenting out that. Instead of that, what we are saying, it is little bit weird that we have identified the link and we are saying send keys. Generally we don't do, right? So do you do send keys here? It looks weird that because send keys we generally do with the text box, but this is the link. That's a little kind of hack that if you want to open it into a new window, what you have to do is send keys. So I have put in as two lines. Actually, this the whole thing I should have written inside this. Okay, but I have written in a two line to make you understand properly. So what we are doing, okay, keys is also a class in Selenium. Okay, so if you want to work with um, keyboard keys, so there are some keys, up keys, down arrow, right, left, shift, enter. So those are like keys. So what we want to do is so we are storing it in a string. So this name can be anything we have given. It's a simple string. So keys dot control. So keys dot control will actually click on the, like, hold the control. Okay, then keys dot shift dot to string, and then keys dot enter dot to string. We have to convert it to a string because send keys works with the string only. Okay, so actually the code is keys dot control plus keys dot shift plus keys dot enter only, right? But because we are putting it into a send keys way, that's why we have written it like this, and then you will send key. So this will open the same thing in a new window. Let's run this and observe it, what is happening. Yes, it is opening a new, it was very fast. So it has opened the Y testology page in new window. Okay. So let's say our test case is, once you are on this Y testology page, we want to check whether in this text center of excellence is present or not. Okay, so let's inspect this center of excellence part. Right click, inspect, and inspect it again. Okay, this is a third line kind of thing. Oh, it's under a paragraph. Perfect. Going up, so there is three paragraph. First paragraph, testology believes in delivering quality education and support, and there is some second paragraph, third paragraph. Perfect. And I'm going up. So if you see here at the right hand side, I'm going up to check what is the hierarchy. So this is post 81. And this is main ID, main class, site, main, something is there. Primary content area. This looks me better, that it is saying that there is a div where ID is primary and class is content area. Why not use this part and get the text? So I'm doing a right click here, copy outer HTML and taking it into Notepad. Fine, but I don't want anything else here. I just need this part. Div ID primary, class is equals to content area. I can convert it to CSS selector like this. Div ID is equals to primary and class is equals to content area. So if you are a CSS selector lover, you should use this. If you like to do in XPath, you should do it like this. Let me write the XPath also. Div, same thing. I'll write, I'm copying pasting this.
but instead of putting here it like this, it should be end. So div where attribute id is primary and attribute class is content area. So let's see whether both things are correct or not first of all. So I'm copying this. So always whenever you create an expression, you should check it's correct or not. So I'm going here, clicking on the white astrology first of all, and our content is here. Let me do a control F. So I'm putting it here. Yes, this is highlighting the content. That means it's correct. This code is correct. So this is XPath, but let me take the CSS selector. So I'm using this expression. That is also fine. Anything you can do. So I'm taking the CSS selector as of now, and let's write the code. So once that is open, let's wait for some time to load the content. Let's say 5 seconds. And after that, we want to do driver dot find element by CSS selector. This is our CSS selector, and we want to capture the text. So I'm writing, let's say string content is equals to, okay, this one, and you can write in next line also. Okay, no worries. Dot get text. This should work. Let's run, and we will print this content. Just a minute. So we will print this content. Okay, let's run this.
White astrology page is open, but is there any error? So this is printing me content. There is no error. There is no error. Wow. What is the content? So it is printing me a hell lot of content. Okay. So chapter 3, step 1, some random thing. Why? This is not printing me the right content. I was thinking it should print me the content, but this is not I want. My content is actually this one, but actually it is printing all this thing. This is printing me this chapter 3 and all these things, because focus is still here. Let's understand the concept of window handle in Selenium. Thing is, we opened this website through our automation code driver.get, and then we clicked on white astrology and open in a new tab, and we want to work in the new tab. So always remember, whenever you want to work in a new window, new tab, you have to switch to this window, then only you can do anything. As of now, the driver instance is still here. Driver is holding the control of this page, not this. You clicked it, that's fine. You can click on anything. That will open 100 different windows. So will it work on any windows which is getting open? No. You have to write the code to switch to this window, and then it will work. So that's why we already covered a simple thing about driver window handles. So let's understand that part. So this code is not working. Basically, this code is fine. See, we will as a test engineer, we will say, okay, it is printing the content, but why my content is not coming, which I was expecting? These lines, it's not coming because it is picking the content of the first page. It is picking the content of the first page. Let's check what is the content of first page. Control C, and let's inspect the home page and that area. If I will do it and enter, so the whole thing about this page where it's written that learn start and everything, it's picking up, right? But we want the content of this page, so we have to shift here. So remember I told you that there is one function called driver dot get window handles. Okay. So get window handles is a function. Okay, let me open both the things. So first string is current. Let me write it simply like base window actually. I'm giving just a name base window is equals to driver dot get window handle. So there is a function called get window handle, which will give you a single window. Window handle is will give you a unique window ID. Okay, so get window handles gives us the ID. So let me print it so that it will be very clear what is happening. You will get to know what I'm saying. Okay. And get window handles gives us set of string. See here, it returns set of string. So we have to get it in set of string. Set of string, and I can give the name as uh, all windows equals to this, and set you have to import. That's fine. And let's print all windows. Perfect. Let me comment out as of now. This code is not required. Let's understand this part. So what we are doing, 30 line, 30. We are opening testology.a. Perfect. Then we are just capturing it into an element, driver.find element by link text by testology. We have this. So then this is the way to open it into a new tab, waiting for 5 seconds. And then we are saying driver.get window handles. And then we are, sorry, get window handle, printing that window handle. And then we are doing get window handles, which will give a set of string. And then we are printing that set of string. Let's run this. Okay. Fine. What it is printing, I'm going to the console output and observe here that it is showing me this was my base window. Okay. And when I printed the set of all the windows ID, so this is giving me this. So because it was a single, so when you say get window handle, it will give you just single string. But when we did get window handles at this 42 line, it will give a set of string, and then it is printing me. See here, this is the first window ID and this is the second window ID. And where is our control? Our control is here. Why? What is the proof that our control is here? So see here, when I did get window handle, it gives me the current window handle where the control is as of now. So even if you have opened the white astrology, okay, it looks like that control is here. It's not like that. So let me do it again. Control, when I click here, it looks like that because this is open, the focus should be shifted here. It's not like that. your main window is still this. So you have to switch to this window. So the code will be, I have to find out which one is the new window, which one is the new window, and I have to switch it. So let's write some code. How we can do it? So I'm writing a very simple one. Let's see whether that will work. So this is a for each loop. I'm writing temp and all windows. Okay, and I will say, sorry, here I will say if temp dot equals base window is equals to false, then then driver dot switch to dot window and the bracket temp, and then break. Okay, so what we are doing here, let's understand. From all the windows, the first string, so let me write it here itself. Let's say this is our two windows id, copying it, putting it here, and let me do it a smaller name so that it will be clear. So let's say this is C window 1 and this is CD window 2. Okay, and it's a set of string. And what it does, all windows is a set of string, and you write for each loop, one by one it will go to the temp. So it will go to the temp. So first value will be there in temp. I'm checking whether temp is equal to base window. Is it a false? So actually base window is also have this value as of now. So this is our base window, C window 1, the first one, CD window 1. So that statement is not true actually. So here if you say temp equals base window is equals to false, that will happen when C window 1 will be compared, C window 1 will be compared to C window 2. So here this will not go to this. Next time temp will have CD window 2. So CD window 2 is equals to base window? No, correct? So that is false. And I have written is equals to false. So this will become, the whole statement will become true. It will come here, it will switch to that window and it will come out of the for loop. And then let's print the content. So I'm going here. Okay. And let's run this. So let's see what is the content it has printed this time. So this has printed me a proper content this time, right? Testology believes in delivery quality and all. So this is how you shift to window. Now I want to go back to my primary window. What I should do. So going to the window will be based on the window ID. You should know the exact window ID. Then only you can go back. So if I want to go back to that window, I can do because I stored it as a base window. So switch to dot window, sorry, base window, done. And then I can print, let's say, uh, driver dot get title, because the title of both the page is different. For white astrology, the title is this, and for this title is all about software testing. So it should print me all about software testing. Let's see. Okay. So if you see here, it has printed me the content of my second window here. Okay. But then it has printed all about software testing. Why? Because the title of this page is, once we switch it back to the normal window, is all about software testing. If you want to see it has worked properly or not, let's copy this code, and before switching, let's print it. So we are printing it two times, before switch and after switch. So in the first, it should print me white astrology title. Second, it should print me the base windows title. Okay, let's see the output. So if you observe here, it is printing me white astrology. This was the title of the child window tab, and this is again going to the base window and then printing it. So this is how window handles works.